Some cast members refused to dine with me, shake my hand, or be in the same room as me out of concern that they may infect their kids or someone else with AIDS. They had to be really cautious for weeks on end, so they had no idea whether they shook my hand about the cosmetic issue. In addition to becoming a worldwide phenomenon, Linda Evans, the stunning blonde who enthralled the globe with her portrayal of Crystal Carrington in Dynasty, also established the fashion trends of the 1980s. But was her life really as ideal as the picture on screen? Behind the glowing surface were unrelenting struggles with medical and mental sickness, failed marriages and betrayals, even during her most beautiful period. A court dispute once brought Linda Evans into the public glare, shattering her reputation as a picture-perfect beauty idol. At the age of 83, Linda Evans has finally shared the devastating reality of a turbulent life that included both the height of her career and her lowest points, when she thought life was no longer worth living. She conquered everything to find herself again. What really took place? Let's explore an unknown tale of Linda Evans' emotional journey, where celebrity, beauty, and pain all come together. On November 18, 1942, Linda Evans was born in Hartford, Connecticut, into a family steeped in the arts. Her passion for the arts was sparked by the influence of her parents, who were also accomplished dancers. The family relocated to North Hollywood while Linda was still a little girl in pursuit of better prospects in the entertainment sector. She was raised in a loving and encouraging atmosphere there with her two sisters, Carol and Kathy. Even though she grew up in an artistic family, Linda was a timid youngster who often avoided eye contact and felt uneasy in social settings. She was urged to enroll in theatrical lessons at Hollywood High School in order to boost her self-esteem. At first, it was just a means of overcoming her shyness, but the acting classes gave her a whole new perspective. Over time, Linda came to appreciate the thrill and pleasure of taking the stage. She became more confident with every part she played. This newly discovered love for performing took root and grew. In addition to helping Linda get over her shyness, her time at Hollywood High School prepared her for her future profession. A shy little girl started her path to become a well-known television personality there. At the age of 15, Linda Evans made her debut in the entertainment business by appearing in a TV ad. Even though it was a little role, her first time in front of the camera sparked her interest in acting. Filmmakers were immediately drawn to Linda's innate charm and fascinating appearance, which resulted in chances in then-popular television series like Bachelor Father, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, and Wagon Train. Throughout this time, Linda developed her reputation as a young actress with promise and acquired useful experience. The casting of Linda as Audra Barkley in The Big Valley in 1965 marked a significant turning point. This was her first major part in a series that lasted for a long time. Strength, intellect, and unquestionable beauty characterized Audra Barkley, the youngest of the Barkley family's daughters. With the ideal amount of self-assurance and emotional nuance, Linda played Audra, enthralling viewers and making an impact. For Linda, The Big Valley changed her life. As a result of the show's popularity, which lasted until 1969, she became well-known on television and was able to escape small jobs, securing her position in the entertainment business. Linda often spoke about how playing Audra Barkley allowed her to reach her full potential and gave her access to more chances. In addition to being the first high point of her career, this discovery served as a strong starting point for the rest of her trip. Although spectators loved her performance as Audra Barkley, Linda was about to get a new part that would make her a household name. What was the next step for Linda Evans? It was Dynasty's brilliant limelight, a leap that would alter her life forever. Linda Evans rose to worldwide fame as a result of her performance as Crystal Carrington in the television series Dynasty. After its 1981 premiere, Dynasty immediately captivated viewers across the globe with its compelling story of the affluent Carrington family, which was full of love, treachery, and internal strife. One of the series' key characters was Linda's portrayal of Crystal Carrington. Crystal, played by John Forsythe, was a shrewd, kind, and determined lady who was the wife of Blake Carrington. A defining feature of Dynasty, the intense rivalry between Crystal and Blake's ex-wife, Alexis Colby, Joan Collins, produced some of the most dramatic scenes in the series. In addition to captivating viewers, Crystal and Alexis's famous exchanges were a major factor in the show's popularity. Linda received several honors for her work as Crystal Carrington, including a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a television series in 1982. She got several People's Choice Awards and consecutive Golden Globe nominations between 1982 and 1985, demonstrating the audience's strong love for her. As one of the most well-known television actresses of the time, Linda was also nominated for an Emmy Award in 1983. Global fashion trends were also generated by her participation. Crystal's collection of opulent gowns, glitzy evening gowns, and fur coats established a benchmark for style that appealed to millions of women throughout the globe. Sharp eyes and neutral-toned lips accentuated Linda's distinctive, voluminous blonde hair and sophisticated makeup, which soon became famous and encouraged women of all ages to adopt her look. Off-screen, Linda's sense of style was as sophisticated, with her tasteful pairings of long coats, jeans, and white shirts providing a classic balance of elegance and simplicity. In addition to showcasing her beauty, the clothing she wore throughout the Dynasty inspired fashion designers and influenced collections for years to come. Linda turned her style into a lasting legacy, proving that fashion is more than simply clothes. It's a means of expressing one's individuality and narrative. In 1979, Linda starred in a number of films outside of Dynasty. In the action movie Avalanche Express, she co-starred with Robert Shaw and Lee Marvin. She starred in Steve McQueen's last movie, Tom Horn, in 1980. Her cinema appearances demonstrated Linda's desire to experiment with other genres, even if they weren't as successful as her television performances. Linda played Crystal again in Dynasty, The Reunion, in 1991. Fans have the chance to relive the cherished tale and Carrington family members thanks to this brief series. The enthusiastic reception to Linda's return to the role confirmed her continued popularity with viewers. Even though Dynasty is still her best-known piece, Linda never stopped looking for new parts and put in a lot of effort to advance her profession. Her success is determined not just by accolades, but also by the strong bonds she forged with audiences at each performance. In addition to being a well-known actress, Linda Evans is an example to coming generations since she exemplifies tenacity and a deep passion for her work. Even though Linda Evans achieved professional success and became a worldwide celebrity, her personal life was characterized by hardships and tragedy, which forced her to face severe emotional wounds in her marriage and love life. John Derek, a well-known actor and director who was 16 years Linda's older, was her husband in 1968. Linda was just 26 at the time, but Derek was already a well-established Hollywood celebrity, renowned for his good looks and self-assured manner. In addition to being her partner, Derek was instrumental in helping Linda develop her profession and enabling her to succeed in the cutthroat entertainment sector. But what seemed to be a happy marriage soon descended into heartache. Linda and Derek had a rocky relationship from the beginning. Known for his turbulent love life, Derek was a passionate yet domineering guy who had previously been married to actress Ursula Andress. Derek started acting like a domineer in their marriage. Out of love, Linda gave up her budding acting career to concentrate on their family, and he urged her to give up her job to do so. Linda's concessions, nevertheless, were unable to keep the marriage stable. Derek remained in charge of her life, regulating everything from her personal connections to her clothes. Linda, who was young and unskilled at the time, thought that selflessness was necessary for love, but her readiness to compromise was insufficient to protect her from the suffering Derek would inflict. When Derek started an affair with Mary Kathleen Collins, an 18-year-old who would go on to become the famous Hollywood beauty Bo Derek, in 1973, it was the tipping point. Derek took Bo outside to Germany and Greece to avoid legal issues because of their large 30-year age gap, in addition to openly displaying his affair and betraying Linda. For Linda, this was a humiliation in public as well as a startling betrayal. Derek was severely criticized for his self-centeredness, but Linda was the focus of rumors and conjecture. This was the worst era of Linda's life, she subsequently said. She felt helpless and abandoned when the guy she loved dearly betrayed her. In addition to being crushed by her marriage's breakdown, she was also tormented by anxieties that caused her to compare herself to the younger, more attractive Bo Derek. Even though she was under intense scrutiny, Linda made the decision to keep quiet despite her suffering. Instead of giving up, Linda made the decision to face her suffering and go on. After 6 turbulent years, she called it quits on her marriage in 1974. Although the divorce was difficult, it was a pivotal moment in Linda's self-recovery. She called her manager after splitting with Derek and said that she was ready to start acting again. In addition to helping her get over her own loss, Linda's tenacity opened the door for a new phase in her professional life. Her portrayal as Crystal Carrington on Dynasty catapulted her to new heights of prominence a few years after she swiftly recovered her footing in the entertainment scene. Linda demonstrated that she was more than a woman despised by turning her suffering into meaning. She was a representation of fortitude and tenacity. Bo Derek has apologized for her part in ending Linda and John Derek's marriage years after John Derek's death in 1998. Bo said that when she was younger, she did not quite see the repercussions of meddling in another person's relationship. She knew the intricacies and difficulties of her own gorgeous but challenging marriage to Derek and felt regret for the hurt she had inadvertently caused Linda. Despite the tragic end of her marriage to John Derek, Linda Evans used her personal sorrow as motivation to go on. Linda decided to move on from the past, using it as a lesson to never lose her value in love, even if Derek received criticism for how he treated her. Because she refused to allow hardship to define her life, Linda came to represent tenacity. A year after divorcing Derek, Linda started a new chapter in her life in 1975 when she wed Stan Herman, a prosperous real estate developer. Herman provided Linda with the stability she had always desired since, unlike Derek, he was not employed in the entertainment sector. They started dating with the hopes of living a more straightforward life, free from the limelight and the demands of Hollywood. But this marriage did not turn out the way Linda had hoped. Their lifestyle and ambitions diverged during the course of their 4 years together. Despite his success in his own career, Herman found it difficult to fit in with Linda's environment. While Linda continued to be a huge Hollywood celebrity, in their marriage they couldn't find anything in common. They also made the decision to split up in 1979, ending their short but significant relationship. After her divorce, Linda dated a number of well-known people, such as Lee Majors, who starred in The $6 Million Man. The pairing of 2 television celebrities became a media phenomenon, and despite their brief engagement, it attracted a lot of public attention. Yanni, a well-known Greek musician, was one of Linda's most prominent partners. They dated for about 10 years, starting in 1989. Linda often spoke about how Yanni gave her the contentment and serenity she had always desired. Their time together is regarded as one of the most exquisite periods of Linda's personal life, despite the fact that they were never married. Neither of Linda's marriages or her subsequent partnerships resulted in children. She has made it clear that she doesn't regret not having kids. Rather, she decided to concentrate on her work, her connections with others, and creating a life that mirrored her own goals. Taking care of herself, following her interests, and keeping close relationships with the people who were most important to Linda brought her happiness and fulfillment. In retrospect, Linda's marriage to Stan Herman was a short period of her life, but it was a springboard for her self-discovery and her realization of the true meaning of love. Linda maintained her optimism and fortitude in the face of 2 failed marriages and childlessness, persistently pursuing contentment and real relationships in her private life. Every relationship, whether long-term or short-term, offered her priceless insights that aided in her development and increased her self-awareness. Some contend that Linda Evans' decision to forgo having children is a reflection of her emphasis on her work and happiness. Are you in agreement with this viewpoint? Post your comments below. Following unsuccessful marriages and major life transitions, Linda Evans embarked on a new chapter in her life that was full of obstacles to her physical and emotional health. Although Linda used to gleam on the tiny screen and exude power and beauty, she had to fight quiet battles that few people knew about. Linda had a serious health problem in 2014. She started using strong medicines because her chronic back pain became intolerable. Her everyday life was significantly impacted by chronic fatigue syndrome, which left her body exhausted at the same time. A neck injury sustained after intense sports training added to her difficulties and greatly reduced her quality of life. Linda fell into a profound melancholy as a result of these mental and physical strains. She even considered taking her own life to get away from the constant agony when she was at her lowest. In the same year, Linda was arrested for reckless driving, a public outcry that damaged her reputation. But it turned out that the behavior was caused by the adverse effects of the painkillers she was using to treat her excruciating back pain. 30 painkillers were discovered in Linda's purse during the police inquiry. She clarified that the medications were recommended by a doctor, but acknowledged that she was unaware of how they affected her ability to drive. Linda's emotional problems were exacerbated by the terrible hair loss brought on the corticosteroid treatments. This was an especially unpleasant experience for a beauty icon such as herself. She started wearing wigs as a coping mechanism, but rather of feeling guilty about it, she accepted this experience as a necessary component of her recovery. Linda openly told her tale in interviews, confirming that she was able to rebuild her confidence and discover a new love for herself by embracing her flaws. When Linda looked back on her life, she saw that many of her previous relationships had caused her to lose her sense of self. She had forgotten who she really was after years of sacrificing herself and making concessions to appease others. However, it was precisely these sufferings that made her appreciate the value of autonomy and self-respect. Linda set out on a challenging but determined path to rehabilitation because she was determined to get well. She started living life on her own terms, found balance, and gave her mental health first priority. Linda once said that her biggest sufferings demonstrated her inner strength and that every hardship in life teaches a lesson. She came out of the darkest moments to rediscover her own brightness. In addition to being a television legend, Linda Evans is a living example of the strength of resiliency and rebirth, demonstrating that no hardship is insurmountable. Linda Evans refused to let suffering and adversity to define her, even though she had faced many obstacles throughout her life. She not only came out stronger as a result of her battle and self-healing path, but she also left behind a very inspirational legacy. Beyond her iconic performances on television, Linda is more than that. She is a representation of compassion and tenacity, sending a strong message that everyone can overcome hardship and find who they are. The impact of Linda goes much beyond the little screen. She used her position to advocate for health causes, especially ones she had personally experienced, such chronic fatigue syndrome and the value of leading a healthy lifestyle. She expressed her unique thoughts on beauty and self-care in her books, Recipes for Life and Linda Evans' Beauty and Exercise book. These books served as inspirational resources for several women who were looking for contentment and harmony in their lives, going beyond mere manuals. Linda's greatest legacy is found in the power of her life narrative, not in her honors or recognition. She showed how hardships and adversity can spur a person's rebirth and development rather than shatter them. Her message has spread beyond the entertainment sector and is now an inspiration to women everywhere who are trying to overcome life's challenges. Linda Evans is an excellent example of how a person's value is based on how they face and overcome hardship rather than how well they can avoid it. Her acting profession is only one aspect of her legacy. Another is the pervasive conviction she fosters that there is always hope, even in the most dire circumstances. Linda Evans has welcomed a new chapter in her life and career, one that is tranquil and meaningful, after experiencing many ups and downs. She currently lives in Washington State, where the peaceful natural environment aids in her ability to stay balanced. With an estimated net worth of $20 million, Linda avoids the spotlight while maintaining relationships with her admirers by pursuing personal hobbies and inspirational endeavors. With a brief yet moving appearance in the movie Swan Song in 2021, Linda made a significant comeback to the big screen. She still has the acting ability and nuance to play characters with a lot of passion, as the performance showed. Longtime followers were pleased by her performance, which further cemented her reputation as a recognized television legend. Linda prioritizes healthy living outside of acting, giving special attention to her nutrition and exercise regimen. In her book, Recipes for Life, she often offers recipes that include light soups and meaningful anecdotes along with simple meals like Salad of Hope. Every dish is more than simply a meal to Linda. It's a treasured memory that got her through her worst moments. She incorporates yoga and fitness into her everyday routine, Linda has often said that yoga helps her attain a feeling of serenity every day and enhances mental health in addition as physical wellness. Her body stays supple and her mind is rejuvenated by her beloved habit of outdoor yoga practices in Washington's tranquil environs. Linda is certain that genuine beauty originates inward. She urges individuals to love and accept themselves, rejecting strict beauty standards and the quest for cosmetic perfection, and highlighting the importance of inner serenity and confidence above outward looks. Linda sent a touching statement on Instagram to start the year in early 2025. She sent her admirers a charming New Year's greeting in a video. May this be the year you discover the beauty and magic of your true self. May we never stop believing in our dreams and fighting for them until they come true. Happy New Year, sending lots of love from me to you. Linda's involvement in the video immediately drew the attention of her fan base due to her radiant, natural, and energetic look, solidifying her status as a Hollywood legend and a source of inspiration for many. Linda Evans, who is 83 years old, demonstrates that how we choose to live and love ourselves determines our level of pleasure more than our age or the difficulties we have encountered. Her enthusiastic and upbeat lifestyle continues to inspire others, reminding us that each day is a chance for development and rejuvenation. Linda Evans is a living example of how tenacity and self-respect can lead to a meaningful and rewarding life, regardless of the number of obstacles life throws at you. Overcoming hardship, always reinventing herself, and leaving a legacy that goes beyond the tiny screen, Linda has transformed from a television star to an inspirational person. Even at 83, she continues to be a ray of hope for those who are looking inside themselves for strength and serenity. Her existence is a reminder that each day offers a chance to reinvent oneself and live a genuine life. How do you feel about the inspirational journey of Linda Evans? What strikes a chord with you the most about her story? Leave a comment below with your opinions. Remember to press like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more Hollywood legendary tales. I'll see you in the next video.